Hey guys, welcome to an interesting video on Wild Rift. So we're back with a Tristana commentary guide, and now basically in this video I'm going to be showing you guys why Tristana is good and why I ranked her in the S tier. So now I'm not sure if this video is going to be coming out before or after my tier list video, because I am going to be pre-recording this video, and this is actually the last few days of patch 3.3b, so this isn't quite in patch 3.3c yet. And I know I'll be ranking Tristana in the S tier, which I will explain a little bit later. But I'm not sure if this is going to be before or after that tier list video. So yeah, I'm just saying. So anyways, we're not going to talk too much about the gameplay yet, but we're going to talk more about Tristana herself and why I think she's S tier, but not quite S plus. Now, Tristana has been getting buffs across basically the entire year or so. Like, she's been getting cooldown buff on her E, the E cast faster, even more E damage. I think at one point was a buff. Her W cooldown got buffed long time ago. Her Q cooldown got buffed. Her Q attack speed got buffed at one point as well. Basically, it's a situation where it's come to a point where she's gotten so many buffs that all the buffs stack up. And now she's become a really strong champion, which is basically for the first time in her life in Wild Rift, she's a really strong champion. And I made a video recently enough that talked about how Tristana is hidden OP. She's not even hidden OP anymore, because now everybody has realized that Tristana is actually really strong. Now, this begs the question, if she is so strong, why is she not in the S plus tier? Now, this is for a couple of reasons. Now, the first reason is that although her early game is very strong, she is an all-in style champion, as you guys can see from what's happening here. So she has basically the shortest range in the game, even shorter than Vayne and Lucian, all that, when she's at early levels. Because she does get a little bit, she has 10 extra range per level up. So at max level she has the range of Caitlyn, but at early levels she has range worse than Lucian. So at the early levels, she has basically no range. So in the laning phase, she has very low range and is very abusable by someone like, let's say, a Caitlyn, as long as the Caitlyn can avoid getting all-in by you, which is doable. So she can be really easily abused in the laning phase by a lot of champs that have longer range, like Caitlyn, like Xayah, for example, can poke you out, and if you try to go in, she'll just root you. So a lot of champions can actually deal with Tristana easily in the early game. Secondly, she does have if she doesn't get fed, she actually feels really weak in the mid game. She has that mid game power trough, same story as Caitlyn. So if you don't get a hit in the early game, which happens from time to time, in the mid game you feel really weak. You can't really kill anybody, and when you jump in and go in, you are just pretty useless. So that's the next reason. And thirdly, I feel that she's not a character you can really blind pick in every scenario. I feel that a lot of S plus champions like Kai'Sa or Xayah, for example, you can pick basically in any scenario. They don't have any really bad matchups, but Tristana does. There are certain team comps that it's really hard to play Tristana into. Now, this team comp that you see here is not really the best, because there's a set, a pike, a lot of CC there. But this isn't so bad. Imagine if there's a lot of point and click CC, let's say there's a set top, there's a Pantheon in the jungle, there's a Galio in the mid lane. Especially Galio is really hard to play into for Tristana. Imagine that they have these three champions. It doesn't even matter what their bot lane is, it's so hard to jump in on that. Imagine if they have a Leona bot lane or something. Some matchups where they have a lot of CC is really hard to play into, because your style is you want to jump in, put your bomb, proc it, get a reset, move on to the next person. If you want to play into those kind of teams, you can't jump in and put your bomb. You have to stay in the back line and just use your Q to give you more attack speed and just start blasting people from the back line. But if that is what you want to do as Tristana, you're not playing to her strength. So playing something like a Caitlyn or a Xayah with that kind of playstyle would be way better than playing Tristana. So playing Tristana that way is really not how you want to be playing Tristana. So certain team comps you cannot pick Tristana into. So that's why I think Tristana is just outside of the S plus tier, but she's still definitely good enough to be in the S tier. So I think I spent pretty much 5 minutes explaining why I think she's S and not S plus tier. But now I'm going to actually explain why I think she's actually that good. So her Q is an attack speed steroid, allows you to proc your bomb really easily. Your bomb allows you to kill people really easily, and the bomb allows you to take towers really quickly as well. So if you're left unattended, you can take down towers really quickly. You can use that to take plates really easily as well. Her W, while it takes a little bit of time to activate, is a gap closer, allows you to chase, allows you to run away, and also allows you to immune CC if you time it correctly. So if you didn't know, when you're in the wind up, which is when you're about to jump, if you get CC, your jump will still go off and you will pretty much immune the CC. And lastly, your ult gives you a huge amount of burst damage to kill, and it also serves as a knockback to disengage. Now, for example, if an Akali jumps in on you, you can ult her away from you and run, sort of like how you use Vayne's Condemn to push people away from you. So she has a self-peel tool. So for all these reasons that I just described, Tristana is a really strong champion. So here we can finally move on to the gameplay. We see Nunu coming in. He has blown the snowball. We ult him away. Get hit by the Ashe arrow. We exhaust the Ashe. Jump in onto Ashe. Ashe jumps away. Yuumi misses the prowling projectile, and Ashe is able to escape. Pyke and Katarina are coming in on the collapse. Actually, Katarina is turned back, but Pyke is coming in on the collapse. Misses the hook. Ashe gets a false sense of security with her Pyke there, gets rooted by Yuumi. Darius ults way too early, and I do get the kill to put myself on a rampage against the enemy team. So here Pyke comes in with the hook again. He can't really do anything. So here, we've already picked up 2 plates just now as I was discussing about the other things. So here I put my bomb on Pyke, get a couple of auto attacks off on him. The bomb procs allowing the minions to all die. And now we actually have a wave that we can use to push with. So here, I'm putting my bomb on the tower. As you guys can see, is what I mentioned, you can get plates really easily. So at this point, we've actually taken every plate from the tower, except actually destroying the tower itself. Pyke goes in for some reason behind us, so I'm just gonna ult him and instantly just kill him just like that. 5-1 and 0 now. Of course, we're really strong. We're at 6k plus gold, whereas on the enemy team, only Katarina is comparable with almost 6k gold. So we definitely have to watch out for her. But Katarina into Tristana is not really too bad compared to other ADCs. Number 1, Tristana can jump away from Katarina. Number 2, she can interrupt Katarina's ultimate using her own ultimate. So Katarina is not too scary for Tristana unless she's so fed that you get one shot instantly, which is of course a possibility. Unfortunately, because of our recall, Ashe is able to actually pick up the tower, and we are going to have to go for their tower now instead, so that we can free up ourselves to rotate. Pyke comes in, eats 2 shots to the face for free, and yeah, so here Ashe goes in, Pyke goes in, I get exhausted, I get stunned. Katarina is here as well. I'm gonna use my ult to push her away, then I'm gonna flash out. Here our Akali comes in, so I'm gonna actually turn back. We do get pick up the kill onto the Katarina, and now I'm just gonna quickly just pick up the skull. And yeah, so pretty iffy situation there. Nearly died. Had to blow all my cooldowns to survive there, but it's of course worth it to not give them the shutdown and to not die. Now we can finally actually push in the wave and pick up the top lane tower. No need to waste the bomb on the tower. I'm just gonna auto attack it down for the easy kill. Now this allows us to of course rotate mid. We can see the enemy bot lane is in the mid lane themselves, so we're gonna try to match that. We're going in. Darius and Akali are looking to engage onto them already, but Ashe is able to kite out the Darius, of course with the slows. Really hard for Darius to get in range. Now here, I'm just going to channel recall. My whole team is trapping in this bush for some reason, but there's nothing there that for the enemy team to really come there, so I'm just going to recall and pick up the IE as well as the Merc Treads. Now I get Merc Treads in this game because number 1, Katarina is a big threat, and number 2, we have a lot of CC like the Ashe arrow, Nunu like snowball, and Pyke stun, set, stun, pullback, suppression, etc. A lot of CC on this team, so I do want to get that Merc Treads to reduce the CC duration. And honestly, I feel I should have gone for QSS in this match, but I ended up going for Stasis. Anyways, here we are able to finish off 1 kill. I'm going to jump forward to go for the Pyke. Pyke flashes away, Darius is chasing, and I'm going to go around the opposite end so we can collapse on the Nunu instead. So Darius does get the message, he goes for the collapse on Nunu, interrupts Nunu's snowball using his apprehend, And we're able to pick up the easy kill onto Nunu, giving me the W reset, allowing me to go forward to chase the Pyke. Pyke still has his E, so he is able to Phantom Undertow his way out of danger. And we're gonna have to just settle for that one single kill. So in the meantime, since the enemy Krugs are up, I'm gonna get off some counter jungling. And I'm gonna wait in this bush to see if Ashe steps up so I can get a free kill onto her. Now, two problems here. Number one, she doesn't step up. Number two, we see Set. So with Set and Ashe CC, especially because Ashe still has ult, I can very easily die. So I'm not going to take any unnecessary risk. I'm just going to back off. Dragon spawning in 10 seconds, but my team is actually on the Herald. So I'm just going to quickly recall first, because it's going to take my team some time to actually rotate. So I'm going to quickly recall, because I believe I can pick up Stasis. Yeah, there we go. We pick up Stasis. And the dragon is still up. Yuumi hopped onto Darius because she doesn't need to recall. And I'm going to make my way over to the dragon. Now Yuumi actually is a really good support for Tristana, because Yuumi can attach onto you, give you those heals and shields, and of course support you when you're going in, whereas some other supports will have a little bit of trouble following you when you jump in. So here we're on the side, just trying to do damage to the Pyke. Pyke is invisible, can't really see him. Instead we just get the kill on Ashe instead. He does regen a lot of HP with that passive, so we don't actually really manage to do much to him. He jumps in for some reason and donates his life over. I'm going to jump and follow the Nunu, and I blast him, and he has to retreat. If not, he's going to die. We have the Rift Herald in the mid lane already, so I'm going to put the bomb onto the tower, use the Rift Herald plus bomb to pick up the tower, and now we can fall back onto the dragon after getting both the mid lane tier 2 as well as a couple of picks. So here hopping over onto the dragon. This is going to put the bomb on the dragon and just blast it with my Q to, of course, get the dragon down more quickly. Don't really expect a contest from Nunu here, so it should be a pretty free dragon for us, and it is. Here I was thinking of recalling, but I realized I see the enemy team chasing my team into the river, so I'm going to try to rotate there as quickly as possible. Yuumi's zoomies allowing me to rotate over a little bit faster. Now my team pretty much Fiora just died. So here I'm in a pretty much like 1v3. I flash over, ult the Set away from me, get the kill onto the Set. I go legendary. Pyke is coming in. More heals from Yuumi. I'm gonna try to chase down the Pyke. Pyke has actually hopped, flashed the wall, and you can see by the bomb where he is. So I actually anticipated that he would U-turn back into his jungle and land up here. But it appears, by the fact that I can't actually see him, it appears he actually went into our side of the jungle and must have channeled recall there. So in the meantime, I'm gonna just pick up the wave instead. It's not worth wasting so much time chasing the Pyke. I get way more like gold just from picking up the two waves in mid. Or maybe not more gold, but definitely is not worth the time to chase Pyke. So in this particular game, the enemy team does have Nunu and Set relatively tanky, so instead of going for Rapid Fire Cannon, I'm actually going to rush Moral Reminder instead, because the healing reduction as well as having the armor penetration is going to be really helpful in this game. So I'm going to take the whole red side jungle, which is going to give me enough gold to pick up the Moral Reminder. So now when I recall, I can actually pick up that Moral Reminder, like so, and we're going to be doing a lot more damage to Set and Nunu especially. Now. Right, so we're just gonna basically barrel down mid. Not too much is going on. I ping retreat, but I meant to actually ping attack because I'm coming side. I wanted Akali to engage, but obviously because I fat fingered the retreat button twice, Akali does not engage. And yeah, so here we see Nunu and Set separated from their team. So here I'm gonna try to get a collapse in on them. Ashe's E does actually spot us, but too little too late. We're gonna instantly just pop the Nunu, and we know Set somewhere around here. We jump in, Set does try to grab us, but we walk behind him so we don't actually get hit by his Haymaker. And we are able to pick up the easy kill with the help of the red buff, even though he did blow his ult. So here Katarina spotted. Katarina can't really do a lot to me. There we get an unofficial triple kill. And now here we jump in on the Ashe, get ourselves another kill. So technically that's kind of an unofficial quadra. Doesn't really matter though. Pyke is way too slippery for us to actually catch. But doesn't really matter with those 4 picks. Fiora does have the mid wave. We can basically just easily end the game, which is exactly what we're gonna do. Pyke unable to recall because he's being chased by Darius. Now Darius has pretty much given up on the chase, but it still doesn't really matter. We still should be able to end the game. Actually we don't, because the entire enemy team respawns. I'm gonna flash out So we're gonna need to get rid of the enemy team one last time. First, I pop the bomb on Pike, killing him. Try to hop in onto Nunu and or Set. Doesn't quite work out, but it doesn't really matter. Someone pinging for Baron, but we don't need Baron. We just need to blast the base a couple of times. There we go. There we have the victory. So this is why Tristana is so strong. Definitely S tier, but just not quite S plus in my opinion. So anyways guys, I'm going to leave you guys with the stats as usual. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and goodbye.